so that we can start at 7:15 sharp. Yes, I think guys, we can start. So just wanted to understand from you, all those who have joined yet, right? So are you guys like alumni of St. John's, or you're pursuing your bachelor degree, master degree? Uh, just if you can uh, text in the chat box, would be very great help, just to understand that who all you have joined this webinar, so that we can begin it accordingly. Just ping your pursuing year, or you are alumni. Just text that alumni or pursuing year, which year, right? And thereafter we can start. By any chance, any faculty has joined from St. John's? If any faculty is there, just please can you unmute yourself and identify, or all of you are all are like a student of St. John's. If you don't want to unmute yourself, just text in the chat box. Make it more interactive this session. Guys, type at least type your uh, degree, whatever degree you're pursuing or you are alumni. Just type in the chat box only. If you're not comfortable in unmuting yourself, just type your degree, which degree and which year you are in. I just share my screen and present it here till then. Shona just texted that she just passed B Pharm. Okay. Thank you, Shona. for confirming it. I just take you through with the presentation. Let me just share my screen. My screen is visible, guys. Just let me know. Abdul, it is visible. My screen is visible.
Yeah, sir, your screen is visible.
Great. Okay. So why we have gathered here just to discuss about the career plan, that if somebody wants to pursue their higher studies, or somebody wants to pursue their career in other countries like Australia, New Zealand, right? So we will be clearing all of your doubts. Uh, Being a pharmacist, which country you should migrate to, and where the lot of scopes are there, right? A lot of career opportunities are there. We will discuss accordingly, right? So we are gathered here to discuss that what all the career opportunities available in Australia and New Zealand, and how you can become a registered pharmacist there in Australia and New Zealand. My name is Mohammed Amin. I takes care of the academic alliances and enterprise alliances for academically, right? Uh, so why academically? Academically is actually an education company started way back by Dr. Akram Ahmad. He himself a pharmacist. He has completed his bachelor degree, master degree from India, and then he taught in various colleges in India, and then he moved to Malaysia. And after teaching, gaining the teaching experience there in Malaysia for quite a few years, then he moved to Australia, and then he has completed his PhD there in Australia, and then he was a professor there, pharmacy professor there in University of Sydney, and he was a burn research manager there in Westmed Sydney Hospital. He started guiding people because he himself a pharmacist. He understands the pain of a pharmacist that after completing their bachelor degree or a master degree, they struggled a lot, right? So he started guiding people, and he formed a company called academically.ai. So where we are working towards the same mission with uplifting entire healthcare community, whether it is pharmacists, nurses, lab technicians, doctors, any other profession in healthcare. We help them to achieve their career goal, and if they want to aspire to like migrate to other countries, we help them in entire process. So we are an education company. We are working towards the same mission and goal. The visionary behind, I told you that he's a Dr. Akram Ahmad, and he is having 10 plus years of work experience. Uh, he is like guiding all healthcare professionals, and he formed these companies with the same mission and goal, right? We provide two kind of a services like a study abroad, and uh, we prepare all of you for the council examinations. So there are two ways to somebody can migrate easily to other countries. Either they can pursue their higher studies, go there and pursue their higher studies, or they can write the council examination, become a registered healthcare practitioners there, and then they can start working there. So these two ways we will discuss in brief in my next slides. So today's session, we are going to help you to understand what all career opportunities available in Australia and New Zealand. So if we talk about retail pharmacists, hospital pharmacists, so there is a huge opportunity there in Australia as of now, right? So that the process is starts from initial skill assessment. Then you need to write a KAPS examination. Then you need to write your English proficiency test, either IELTS, OET, and PT. And after writing this, you can apply for your visa and EOI processes. So here it is. I told you the process is the same for retail pharmacist and hospital pharmacist. So in India, what happens is that once you complete your bachelor or a master degree, you'll have to register yourself with your state pharmacy council, right? After that, you can pursue your career within the state. And similar, it is going to happen in Australia and New Zealand also. Once you complete your study there, you'll have to register. So in any country, without registering, you can't practice there, right? So in Australia also, it is going to be the similar process. So you need to register. So for registering, the two options are available. Either you can study there and then you can register yourself, or you can take the council examination, and after that, after clearing the council examination, English assessment test, then you can file your registration there with the APRA, which is a body there which takes care of the registration process there in Australia, right? And if we talk about the industrial pharmacist, so we can help you for the industrial pharmacist also, but the if we talk about the opportunities, opportunities are quite a less in comparison to the retail pharmacist and hospital pharmacist. Why? Because they have limited industries there, because they used to buy the medicines from India and China, right? And the pharmacy technician role, if we talk about, pharmacy technicians actually help the pharmacist there in Australia. So it is a junior post. You can work and you need not to write the KAPS examinations if you want to become a pharmacy technician there, but you need to have certain years of experience. So if you are working here as a technician, right, and you have completed your bachelor degree or diploma, and you have 2 years of experience, 1 years of experience, you can try applying for pharmacy technician's role. So you need to clear your skill assessment and then you need to take the English proficiency exam. Thereafter, you can apply for your visa there. But I would suggest, our recommendation is to clear the KAPS examination and then go, because you will become a registered pharmacist there. So you have better future and lots of opportunities are actually waiting for you once you become a registered pharmacist there. For the university lecturer also, those who have completed like M.Pharm, PhD, PharmD, right, having 2 years of teaching experience, and they hold a quite a good profile, they can easily apply for university lecturership also, but a lot of competitions is there. So you may or you may not get the university lecturership, because they have only 8 to 9 pharmacy college in entire Australia, right? So this is all about the roles and uh, defining roles with the responsibilities, where you need to follow the same pathway. For the retail pharmacist and hospital pharmacist, there is the same pathway. For the industrial pharmacist and pharmacy technician, there is another pathway. So step one is the initial skill assessment, which we call the document evaluation. So what you need to do is you need to submit your documents to us. We will file your initial skill assessment. What is going to happen? The Australian Pharmacy Council, right? They are going to verify your documents, whether these are the documents are valid, which you have submitted, your Aadhaar card, PAN card, your date of birth, certificate, your registration certificate with home state council, right, and your bachelor degree, your transcripts. So once you submit that, they will take 4 to 8 weeks of time, and once it is approved, then you are good to go ahead and take the examination. So first step is initial skill assessment, second is KAPS examination, third is English test. And after clearing your KAPS examination in English test, you can easily file your EOI and visa process. Now I'll tell you the comparison of Australia and New Zealand, because uh, someone may be having a mind to work there in New Zealand. So you can work in New Zealand, but there is a like limit restrictions also in New Zealand. So for the KAPS examination in Australia, you can attempt multiple times. There is no restrictions of attempting the examinations, but in New Zealand there are 2 attempts only, right? So after 2 attempts, you will not be allowed to sit in the KAPS examination, right? But if you are registered there in Australia, you can transfer your registration to Australia, New Zealand also, and work there. And similarly, if you have holding a registration there in New Zealand, you can transfer your registration to Australia and work here also, right? So there's no difference. Just opportunities, because in comparison to the density, it is a small island, so there are limited opportunities, but you can apply, right? Now I'll take you that what all documents are required in this initial skill assessment. So B Pharmacy, PharmD degree and transcript, registration as a pharmacist with a state pharmacy council, passport, national ID proof, whether it is Aadhaar card, your driving license, anything would do, birth certificate, and passport size photograph. So once you give this to us, academically is going to take care of the entire process. So we will file your initial document verification. Once it is done, then you will be good to go ahead and take the examination, right? And you will have to pay the council fee for the initial skill assessment, 1310 Australian dollar. So once your approval comes within 4 to 8 weeks, then you can go ahead with the writing the KAPS examination. KAPS examinations are going to be held online, the written examination, which you can write it from India only. There are multiple centers. I'll tell you that what all centers available in India, and you just walks in there and attempt your examination there, right? So KAPS examination called knowledge assessment of pharmaceutical sciences. So they are going to assess your knowledge, whatever you have learned in your bachelor or a master degree. Based on that, you can attempt the examination and clear that, right? Once you clear the examination, uh, they will announce the result in 2 to 4 weeks, and you will be having a email from the Australian Pharmacy Council, the body, and then you can good to go ahead and file your visa and all, right? So for attempting the examination, you need to pay 2,230 Australian dollars to the Australian Pharmacy Council to attempt the examination. So, what consists the KAPS examinations? So KAPS examinations are consisting the four domains: pharmaceuticals, therapeutics, pharmaceutical chemistry, and pharmacology and physiology. So there are two papers, no negative marking, passing percentage is 50%. So the same day you need to write both the papers with the gap of, and you can take a break also in between, right? So the paper one is more focuses, most of the questions are coming from pharmaceutical chemistry, physiology, pathophysiology, and pharmacology. And second paper consists pharmaceutics and therapeutics, right? Once you finish your CAPS examination, then the result will be declared in 2 to 3 weeks, and you will be receiving an email stating that you can download your exam result. Then you can have your skill assessment later also over an email. These are centers available in India: Delhi, Noida, Gurgaon, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Chennai. Right. So you can walk into the nearest center and choose the date which is declared by Australian Pharmacy Council portal. Right. Examinations are going to be conducted in March, July, and November, 3 times in a year. These are some of the reviews, and the Pharma Tutor is a company who takes care of the publish the news and all. So they have published that we do have a 90% uh, passing percentage, and this is for our, especially for our CAPS examinations. So the people, those who have attempted the examination, they have cleared at their first attempt. And I would like to tell you that there are certain government fee which are involved, and there's academically fee for the training, right, which I'll explain you later on. So once you clear the CAPS examination, you need to apply for the English examination also, English test, right? We can also prepare you for the English test. There's a 1 month of training for any of the examination you can write, like either OET, PT, and TOEFL, right? So these many examinations, you can IELTS you can write. TOEFL is not considered by Australia as of now, right? So you can write OET, either OET or PT or IELTS. So once you clear the English requirement, English test. I'll tell you the other the pathways available, which are like industry pharmacist, right? So which I've told you that you need to have 1 or 2 years of experience, then you can apply for without writing the KAPS examination, right? So if you want to become an industry pharmacist, you can follow this pathway. So you need to file your skill assessment first, then PT examination, and then you can file your EOI and visa for industrial pharmacist. But industries are less in comparison to like India and other countries because they used to buy a lot of medicine from India and China, and they don't have much industries. So the scope is less in comparison to the scope of the retail pharmacist and hospital pharmacist. Similarly, it is going to happen with the pharmacy technicians pathway also. You need to have your skill assessment, your document verification first, and the PT examination, then EOI and visa filing, right? And for that also, you need to have at least 1 years of experience to apply for this role. And it is going to be a junior and assistant to the registered pharmacist there in pharmacy in Australia. So once you'll clear your CAPS examination, your English proficiency test, then you'll be filing your EOI, where you'll be eligible for these visas, which you can apply, and they will take 4 to 8 weeks of time to send you the visa invite. And once you get the visa invite, you can start searching for a job, and academically is going to help you that how you can search for a job, how you can apply for a job, how many vacancies are available within the state, and your how your cover letter should look like, how your resume look like, what all questions they may ask generally, right? So these many questions, these many things, where you will be getting a help of academically, right? Academically will help you in these many services also. So once you apply for your EOI and visa, you will apply for the intern pharmacist post there. So you'll have to have 1 year of internship. You'll have to work as an intern pharmacist there in Australia for 1 year. So there are certain number of hours which you need to fulfill. So now it is 800 hours you need to fulfill in at least within 1 year. So if you are completing your 800 hours working hours under the registered pharmacist within 7 to 8 months, then you are good to go ahead and write your final test, which we called the OSCE examinations, which is a clinical examinations where they are going to judge your skills, whatever you have learned as an intern there under the registered pharmacist. So it is very easy test. It is going to be a practical test, and once you clear that test, then you can apply uh, your registration with APRA, right? Which is a body which takes care of the registration part in Australia. Once you register, you get the registration. Then, similar to India, you can renew your registration, the license, and continue working with either in retail pharmacist and hospital pharmacy or as an industrial pharmacist, community pharmacist, right? So these are the roles where the lot of vacancies are available, and you can file that visa and start working there accordingly. And it is going to be a paid internship. This is not a free internship for 1 year. You are going to get around 3 to 5 lakh Indian rupees per month within your internship also, because they are going to pay per hour basis, hourly basis, right? So you can work as an intern pharmacist, community pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, and consultant pharmacist. Even if here we have a lot of PharmD graduates also, they can work as a clinical pharmacist also there, and there's a good scope as a clinical pharmacist there too. So per hour they are going to pay 27 to 55 or $60 per hour. So it is going to be roughly 3 to 5 lakh rupees per month. Easily you can manage everything, and thereafter once you register with the APRA body, then you can become a registered pharmacist. So you can practice there, you can work in any of the retail and hospital pharmacy there and earn this much amount. And the salary also, based on your experience, it is going to increase. And the entire process takes 6 months to 1 year. This is the average time because we give the training for at least like 4 months training, where 3 months the training there will be a live classes in 3 months, and 2 months 1 month is going to be your revision, right? So you can revise, and we have designed the training in such a way that you can clear your examination at your first attempt, because we keep assessing your skills in between. We take a lot of mock tests in between your training. So once you feel very confident, once your faculty will feel very confident, then he or she will going to suggest you to take the examination. So if you are preparing for November examination and if you're not performing in your mock test, definitely the faculty is not going to suggest you to sit in the November examination. You can continue training for 3 4 months, uh, right, more, and then you can attempt the examination, upcoming examination, which is going to be there in next year March, right? And academically is going to charge the training fee once only, and we are committed to deliver the training until you pass the examination. So you need not to worry at all for the training part and the entire process also. So these are the some of the reviews which we have received from some of our uh, the students, learners. So Siva has coordinated for this webinar. Unfortunately, he's traveling, so he's not here. Uh, so you can reach out to him, speak with him in Malayalam also if you have any doubts, any clarification. Now I'm open to take your questions and would love to answer your questions if you have any. Thank you so much for listening with great patience and all. Right. Thank you. I'll just stop my presentation and take your questions.
Students, you can ask your questions, any doubts you have, so that we can help you in answering your questions, right?
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, Sri. Yeah, please.
Sir, my question is, we need a sponsor to getting a visa or not?
No, you did not require any sponsor to get your visa because it is going to be a permanent residency visa, right? So the visa which I have shared in my slides, right? It is the permanent residency visa, PR visa, right? And it is going to make you eligible based on your points earned, right? So there are certain points which you are going to get out of it. So let's say if you are in between your age of like 25 to 35, you will be earning certain points for your age, right? How many dependents are actually on you, right? And whether you are married or not, right? uh, and what is your score in your English proficiency, right? And what is your performance in your KAPS examination, whether you are a skilled worker or not, right? So these many points they are going to calculate, and based on the points they are going to offer you the visa, right? So these many visas, if you are scoring minimum 65 points, then you are going to apply for permanent residency visa, right?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question?
I mean, sir, we can share the feedback link.
The feedback form link you said?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. So guys, you
So
can.
there's a question in the chat box.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, my another question is,
Yeah.
academically also help to get a visa?
Yeah, absolutely. So being a student and learner of academically is going to help you with the entire process, right? Whether it is your skill assessment, whether it is your training, whether it is your the placement assistance, right? Whether it is your visa. So there are two parts of EOI and visa, right? So if you want us you to make more proficient in applying a visa and everything, then we take sessions for that. Once you clear that the KAPS training and English proficiency examinations, then our expert is going to take that session that how you can apply for a visa, right? So you can attain that whole workshop, and you will be understanding that how you can apply for a particular visa, what points you should have, what things you need to keep in your mind to apply for that particular visa and get it easily, right? There are a lot of vacancies in, especially in Australia. So there is no problem in getting a permanent residency visa. Once you clear the examination, once you apply with APRA body and registered as a pharmacist, then definitely you will be getting a permanent residency visa and you can start working after getting a job also. So for getting a job also, it's not very tough. It is very easy to get a job also there. As of now, when I am talking to you, there are close to 3,000 vacancies are available as a pharmacist in retail and hospital pharmacy board.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions, students? Kindly unmute yourself, or you can write your questions in the chat box.
Sir, my another question is like, here the KAPS exam is easy or the very tough?
It is not easy. It is not easy and it is not very tough, I can say, because you guys are like the pharmacy graduates, right? So for you guys, it is easy, I can say. Whatever the material you are going to get, whatever live sessions we are conducting, if you're focusing on that and giving at least 2 to 3 hours, right, you will be able to easily clear that examination at your first attempt. This is our commitment.
And one more point to be added, compared to the other country exams, KAPS is considered as the easiest exam to clear,
Yes.
as it has no negative points, negative marks.
Yeah, there is no negative marking, and 50% is the passing percentage. If you compare this exam with like US and Canada, they do have a passing percentage at least 60%, right? So you need to like you need not to have much preparation, but whatever the training we provide, if you focus and attempting those the classes, having those classes, easily you can clear the examination at your first attempt.
Any other doubt, students, like Sona, Maria Thomas? Any other doubts? Can you please unmute yourself or write in your chat box?
Yes. And
Clarify doubts.
Sunil, just one more thing I would want to add here, that we do have success ratio is close to 94%, right? So the people, those who are like 100 people are attempting the examination, and the 94 people are clearing the examination at their first attempt. So we keep assessing. We have designed our training program in such a way that if you focus 1 or 2 hours every day for three months, definitely you are going to clear the examination at your first attempt, right? Because once you fail, there is a charges like examination fees. I told you like 220, right? So that you need to pay every time you are going to reattempt your examination. And being a educator, we don't want that to be happen. So what we do is we keep training you until you pass the examination. And based on the mock test performance, we suggest you to take the examination or not. So if you're not performing well in the mock test, we won't allow you to sit in the examination, upcoming examination, and we keep training you for 3, 4 more months, right? So whether if you are going to attempt the examination in November, if you feel that you are not proficient, not performing well in the mock test, then we are going to suggest you to take the training from academically for 3 more months, and then you should take the examination, attempt the examination in the month of March, which is after 3 months of that examination. I hope I'm clear, Sunil, right?
Any other doubts, students? So we have the feedback link in the chat box. So I request everyone to fill that. And if you have any other doubts also, you can mark there so that we will be connecting with you in person and helping you. Okay.
Sir, my another question is,
Yeah.
so I didn't get my pharmacy license. So I can prepare for the KAPS or the join the academically now?
For preparing a KAPS, there is no restriction.
No,
I
sir.
think
There is a skill assessment, na? So for
skill assessment. That's what I'm going to answer your question. For the skill assessment, you need to have your license with you, right? But what I'm suggesting you here is that if you are targeting your examination next year for the month of March, right? Then you should join academically for a training, right? Once you prepare for 3-4 months, you can save your time, right, for the preparation. And once you feel you're enough capable to crack the examination, then you file your skill assessment. And till then, I'm pretty sure that you're going to have your license also in 3-4 months. So by doing this, you can save your time.
okay, sir. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because once you apply for skill assessment after getting your registration, right? Then
Yes.
for the skill assessment also they are going to take 4 to 8 weeks, almost 2 months, right? And thereafter, once the skill assessment done, if you join academically, then academically will keep training you for 4 more months, right? Then it becomes 6 months, right? And after clearing your KAPS examination, you will take preparations for English proficiency, which will take 1 more month, right? 7 months, and then you can started applying for EOI and visa, which again takes like 1 or 2 more months, right? So by training yourself for 4 months prior to having your license, you can save your 4 months. So if you're going to fly like after 8 months, you are going to fly after 4 months,
Okay, sir. I understand.
right?
Sir,
Guys, any questions? Sona, Jamie, Anu, Maria, there are a lot of students. Please ask your questions. We are here to support you for your career enhancement.
or you can write in chat box, please.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah,
Sir, the process are same for New Zealand and Australia. As you have said that only 2 attempts are there for New Zealand
yes.
that they are writing the caps.
Process are same for Australia and New Zealand both, right? But there is a restrictions in reattempting the examination. If you fail twice in New Zealand, then you can't apply for that KAPS examination for New Zealand.
And New Zealand, to apply New Zealand, you need to have 1 year experience.
1 year experience also. Yes.
Whereas Australia doesn't require any experience.
Yes. But if you are planning to work in New Zealand, easily you can transfer your license once you become a registered pharmacist there in Australia. After that, you can easily transfer your license, right? And start working there in New Zealand. Not a problem for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right?
Any other doubts, students?
And one more thing I would like to add here that many of you that might be aspirant to study abroad, right? So for studying abroad, we are not advising you all to go ahead for your further studies as of now. If you have completed your bachelor, master degree, whatever degree you have in pharmacy, you can easily apply for the job there, write the KAPS examination, follow the same pathway which we have shown here. And right after that, you can easily file your EOI and visa and get the PR there, right? After that, if you want to pursue any of the master degree or in Australia also, you can become a doctor after Bachelor of Pharmacy, right? So you can apply for MD also there. So if you want to become a doctor after Bachelor of Pharmacy, once you hold a PR, then being a Australian resident, you can apply there in MD and other courses also. the fee is going to decrease. So they charge with Indian overseas, they charge very high fee, right? And become a Australian resident, they charge a different fees, right? So where you can save that fees also. So it is advisable if you want to pursue your higher studies, go there post your higher study, post getting the visa there, and become an Australian resident.
Sir,
Right?
my question is another. So, any academically the consultancy in Maharashtra or Pune?
No, we don't have the consultancy there, but we do have the office in Delhi NCR, which is going to be operational in next 1 or 2 months, right? And we don't have any office that is in Sydney. Our head office it's in Sydney, Australia. But we
There
are
is any member of academically in the Maharashtra, Pune or Mumbai something?
Maharashtra. We don't have. We are going to have very soon some of the dedicated person there working in Maharashtra.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So Sunil, you are from Maharashtra?
Yes, sir. I am from Maharashtra, Pune.
Okay, okay. So, but I think we are actually registered there in Australia, and we are the Australian company, right? And our lot of our faculties, even all our faculties are actually registered, and they followed the same pathway. Who are going to guide you for these, like preparing for the KAPS examination or preparing for you certain services and all, right? So they will guide you accordingly because they have gone through with the same pathways and they have achieved their career goal. Now they are having a lot of experience there and they are working there in Australia and they are teaching with us also, right? So they have very experienced faculties with us. We have.
Okay, sir.
Hi, good evening, students. Amin bhai, am I audible to you clearly?
Yeah, you are audible. You can if you can speak to them and want to clarify the doubts in Malayalam. I think they are not asking so much of questions. I'm worried
Okay, okay, okay.
whether I'm enough capable to like uh, uh, answer their questions or not because they are keep silent, right? They are not asking any questions.
Okay.
So they may
Really sorry, students.
in your Malayalam language. So if you can elaborate and introduce yourself and take their questions in Malayalam, would be great. Yeah.
Right. Hi, Maria. Hi, Hanya, Jenny, Delna. So actually, my name is Shiva. So ഞാനായിരുന്നു നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഇന്ന് വെബിനാർ എടുക്കേണ്ടിയിരുന്നത് ബട്ട് due to some official commitments, I had to travel. So right now, I'm at Palakkad. So I'm based out in Trivandrum in Kerala. So I was trying to find an accommodation, but since the webinar is active now, I thought of getting inside a hotel and a restaurant and connecting with you. So നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡൗട്ട്സ് എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് ചോദിക്കാവുന്നതാണ്. ഞാനത് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് തരുന്നുണ്ടാവും. വെബിനാറിൽ പറഞ്ഞ എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ കുറച്ച് പേരെ വന്നിട്ടുള്ളൂ. വാട്ട് ഐ അസ്യൂം ഫ്രം ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് യു പീപ്പിൾ ആർ സ്റ്റിൽ wanting to know about these opportunities and you will be pretty much interested in the same. So നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വരുന്ന ഡൗട്ട്സ് എല്ലാം നിങ്ങൾ ഇന്ന് ചോദിക്കുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എനിക്കത് ഇപ്പൊ തന്നെ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് തരാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. I hope the session taken by Mr. Amin and I have my other team members like Abdul and also Vamsi here. So നിങ്ങളുടെ ഡൗട്ട്സ് ഒക്കെ എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് ചോദിക്കുക, ഞാൻ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് തരാം. മലയാളത്തിൽ ചോദിക്കുന്നതിലും പ്രശ്നമില്ല. This is a seminar exclusively for St. John's College of Pharmacy. Right, and also Abdul can talk in Tamil since the college is in Idukki, right? So we can. There is no language barriers over here. We have one team member or like 2 to 3 team members who can talk in Hindi well, right? And one team member who can talk in Tamil, and I myself am present over here. I can talk in Malayalam as well, right? മറിയക്കൊക്കെ ക്ലിയർ ആയായിരുന്നോ? ഹനിയക്കും ജമിക്കും ഒക്കെ ക്ലിയർ ആയായിരുന്നോ പറഞ്ഞ സെഷനിൽ ഓവറോൾ? someone from yourself volunteer നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ഒരാൾ അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത് സംസാരിച്ചോളൂ. എന്തൊക്കെ മനസ്സിലായി എന്നുള്ള എനിക്കൊരു അപ്ഡേറ്റ് തരാമോ?
സാർ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ടുണ്ട് കാര്യങ്ങള്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ചെറിയ ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു എങ്ങനെ പ്രോസസ്സിംഗ് ചെയ്യണം. പിന്നെ ആദ്യത്തെ സാർ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് മനസ്സിലായത് ന്യൂസിലൻഡിൽ ഇപ്പം മറ്റേ സുനിൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആളോട് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോ കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ക്ലാരിഫൈ
ആയിട്ടുണ്ട് അല്ലേ? റിസൾട്ട് ഒക്കെ വന്നായിരുന്നു. നിങ്ങൾ ബി.ഫാം ആണോ എല്ലാവരും, അതോ pharmd ആണോ? ബി.ഫാം സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആണോ എല്ലാവരും?
ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് ബി.ഫാം സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആണ് സാർ. റിസൾട്ട് ജസ്റ്റ് വന്നതേ ഉള്ളൂ, 1 വീക്കായി.
എങ്ങനെയുണ്ട് എല്ലാവർക്കും? റിസൾട്ട് ഓക്കെ ആണോ?
നല്ല റിസൾട്ട് ആണ്.
വെരി ഗുഡ്, വെരി ഗുഡ്. നിങ്ങളൊക്കെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തായിരുന്നോ?
ജസ്റ്റ് ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിനായിട്ട് കയറിയിട്ടുണ്ട് സാർ. എല്ലാരും കയറിയിട്ടില്ല, കുറച്ച് പേരൊക്കെ.
ഓക്കെ. നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ഇങ്ങനെ